Hi, and welcome to our MSW Capstone tutorial. My name is Alice Schmidt-Hambidge, and I'm your course instructor. We're going to go through a few slides where I'll explain further about the Capstone project, and then we'll also go into your Learn course site and into PebblePad, and we'll have the opportunity to look at a few Capstone projects. The capstone milestone is an opportunity for you to be able to demonstrate what you've learned and to be able to synthesize all of that learning from across your coursework, your practicum, your development as a professional social worker, and to demonstrate that through a creative outlet. Our capstone projects are unique in that they really are a balance between the creative endeavor and the intellectual endeavor, and to be able to demonstrate your learning through a creative way. So what we're asking you to do is to develop a creative project in the medium of your choice that you feel best summarizes your learning and experiences in the MSW program. We'll ask you to be able to create something, and so that something could be a range of items. It may be, I'm going to move to this slide, it can be a variety of items such as collage, artwork, quilt, paintings, developing a puzzle, a magazine, a website, a labyrinth, a toolkit, sculptures, building pieces, such a variety and endless opportunities to be able to tap into your creative abilities to develop projects. For this particular video, we'll focus on these aspects of your capstone milestone. So that's the creative piece, so that's your artwork, and also the capstone presentation, which consists of a 10-minute presentation that is assessed by Renison faculty and a community social worker of your choosing. As part of your creative project, what I like to do is to encourage people to think about the creative project being something where you're able to be 1,000 feet up in the air and you're able to look at your entire MSW experience from a bird's eye view, to be able to travel across the time where you were first accepted into the MSW program and your dream about completing your MSW degree, what your life looked like at that point, what you imagined your life would be as you walked through the various stages of the MSW program. You anticipated what your practicum would look like. You imagined what your family relationships would be like. You might have had to change your work setting or hours or positions or take a leave from your work. You might be at home with a new baby. Lots of changes in terms of your life that happen when you undertake an MSW program, and different things unfold. Perhaps some of them planned, others not so planned, and require adapting, flexibility, being able to change plans or courses of action to be able to continue in the MSW program through to completion. Your creative endeavor can be a variety of things, as I mentioned earlier. So here's a few other examples. Crocheting, artwork, woodworking, painting, beading, creating a blog or websites, different things that demonstrate your learning. You will take a number of hours to complete this type of project. Ideally, it's something that you decide when you first start the MSW program at the Summer Institute, and you work away at the project throughout the weeks of the semester in each of your semesters with the goal of completing it in early July prior to your graduation. I would encourage you to have a look at some of our alumni MSW capstone projects that have been showcased on our website, on our Renison RSpace website, and you can see them here. So this is the link to the website. This is what the page looks like, and as you can see, we have several years of MSW capstone presentations that are showcased, and you can click on them for the different years to have a closer look at the types of projects that students have created. Let's have a look now in the Learn website. Here is the course homepage for the full-time cohort. As you can see here, there are several tabs where you can look at different areas for instructions for your capstone project and for your ePortfolio. If you click on the Content tab, you will see there are various pages on your left-hand side. And here under the heading of the capstone project are the capstone gallery archives. So this is an opportunity to see what some of the completed capstone projects are. And we're back again in the art space page. And here you can see there's a variety, the tree of life, quotes, fairy gardens, mirrors, storybooks, self-portraits, toolboxes. So there are such a range of projects in terms of capstone. The possibilities are endless for you. As I mentioned, the capstone creative piece is something that you will develop in your own space, in your home, outside, wherever you choose to develop it. Once you have finished your creative piece, then there is the second part of the capstone project, which is the 10-minute presentation. So I'd like to focus a little bit on that now. And if we go into the Learn course again, you can see we're on the home page. And over here is how you access your Pebble Pad. It's under Pebble Pad Plus, and you will access your template for both your ePortfolio, and then there is a second template that you will need to open for your capstone project. And here you can see these are all the templates. This is considered to be the Pebble Pad shop or store with all of the templates. So I'm looking for the external reviewer final capstone presentation. So I can see here it is. I have an extra button on mine because as the course instructor, I edit it. And I have the pop-up boxes that I'll click. So this is what your final capstone presentation template looks like. As you can see, it looks similar to your ePortfolio. It's set up the very similar way in terms of the banner, where you can add a new image for your banner. I've entered my name here, and if you can do this, and then you need to save this presentation as well. I encourage you to put your name and give a title to your presentation. You can add content, and this has the same headings where you can try different things if you want to add images or content. Here are the instructions for creating your final presentation. You're asked to create a title and an abstract. So a very short 2 or 3 sentences that describes your final presentation. So your 10-minute presentation should include a variety of things. Most importantly, it should include a description about your creative piece that you've made or developed or designed, and explain why you chose that project, what it was like for you. Many times for your creative project, as it's a project that's done over a period of time, the project may evolve, or it may be adapted, or you may have to change one part of it. So those are the kinds of things that you would include in your presentation about your creative piece. The other areas that are included in that 10-minute presentation is that you describe and demonstrate how your learning has been integrated from the program into your final presentation. So you can give examples from your practicum. You can also talk about the learning competencies, the 9 social work competencies, and examples from your practicum, from your courses, from assignments that you've completed. Showcase and highlight meaningful aspects of your ePortfolio, and you can show some of the pages from your ePortfolio. As well, there is a marking rubric, and that's located in Learn, and please have a look at that. At that marking rubric. As you can see, it's under the heading of Capstone Project here. And if you look across here, you'll see there's the Capstone Marking Rubric. If I open that, this is the marking rubric. It has 5 areas across the vertical areas here. These are the areas that you need to incorporate into your 10-minute presentation. Please be mindful of them, because this is how your presentation will be assessed by both your external community reviewer and the course instructor as well. So the 5 areas across here, you will receive some comments, and then it's a pass or a fail. This marking rubric is already built into your template in here. So for when your external reviewer and your course instructor reviews your final presentation, they will be able to complete the marking rubric directly in here, and then you will be able to see their feedback in this resource here. This is where you post any images, your presentation. You're asked to do your 10-minute recording, and for most people it's easiest just to record from your phone. You can do it any location you like, sitting in front of your laptop, sitting outside using your phone. Some people have chosen to do it sitting beside the river or in a forest, others on a lake, by the ocean, wherever you're most comfortable to be able to create your presentation. That's your choice. So we're back here again in the Learn website, the Capstone presentation and external reviewers. The instructions are quite clear here on this one, and this is what we've just talked about with the presentation template, creating your presentation. I also would like to highlight that with the rubric that we just talked about, you will need to name a theory or model or framework that has been part of your learning. So is there a new theory or framework that you've learned, that you've explored further in your practicum, or your learning has deepened, for example? The other one is that you need to include is to identify what you plan to do once you complete your MSW degree. Now, everyone may not know exactly what you plan to do. It's more about hopes and dreams. Do you plan to continue education? Do you plan to return to your position? Do you plan to look for a new position? Those kinds of questions we're looking for you to answer. Once you've completed your presentation, you need to upload it into PebblePad. So there are instructions here on this page if you just keep scrolling down. And in terms of video size, how to upload it, upload into YouTube, the instructions are included there. This is the one piece I wanted to speak about quickly in terms of your external reviewer. This is a unique piece in that you get to choose who your external reviewer is. It needs to be a social worker, an MSW preferably, someone from your community. It could be your field instructor, could be a work colleague, could be someone you volunteered with, but someone who you feel knows your work and would be interested in reading about your final capstone presentation. There is an email that you need to send to them, and it's here. Very clearly identified. I'd also like to point to PebblePad Help. They are great and very helpful in terms of addressing any questions. And so your reviewer will only have access to your final presentation, the 10-minute presentation. Your external reviewer will not be reviewing your entire e-portfolio, but that is held internally within our course. Your colleagues, in terms of your classmates, will be able to see it, will be able to comment on your pages, as will the course instructor and the TA. I encourage you to have fun with the final presentation. It's a creative endeavor, and I think you'll enjoy it. I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any, and I wish you all the best. Thanks.